I feel like, every time I go on the field, I'm always trying to, first and foremost make Jesus happy, that I'm out there balling. But, also, DT put a lot into me, in terms of, the way I play the game, the way that, I go out there and try to play with a certain, attitude, a certain demeanor. It came from, the way he played the game. And so to be able to be in a conversation with him is huge. But, there's more to come.
You have a flair for spectacular. Is that number one? Is that the best one so far?
I don't know. I still haven't. I've seen it kind of, sort of. Eric had let me see a glimpse of it, but I haven't seen it all the way yet. But yeah, it happens so fast that I really don't. It happens and then it's like it just keeps going. So I think after I see it, I might be able to, kind of put it in a spot. But I know there's more to be made for sure. Definitely more to be made.
Feel the one arm taken away, and then you're going. You're like, I know I got to get it with one. Or what's the mindset as you're catching that?
Yeah, I mean, for me, honestly, it's just however I can catch it, I got to catch it. And in that situation, I felt him where I was, and I think once he got into the spot where he had to panic a little bit, I was like, shoot, I just got to find a way to put a hand on it. If I can put a hand on it, then who knows what can happen after that, and I was able to come down with it.
What is just your general knack? I mean, you've done this all season. I mean, it's often like a high wire act when you're out there.
Yeah, I mean, just trying to make plays, at the end of the day, that's the biggest thing, just trying to make plays. Anytime, I think we talked about it before, anytime Russ puts the ball up in the air, I feel like I have an opportunity to go make a play for the offense, and, that's my biggest thing, just trying to find a way to be, the catalyst, be the spoon, I keep saying it, but, being the spoon, making that chocolate milk.
Every receiver takes pride in high pointing the ball, but coach just called you a power forward. Does that resonate? It made you smile.
I mean, I feel like any compliment from coaches is huge. I mean, I got coaches been around a lot of really good receivers. He's coached a lot of great receivers, over all the years that, he's been able to be in the NFL. And, anytime, get a compliment from coach is huge. And, I'm just trying to continue to go out there and just make plays, ultimately, for the team, Coach giving me opportunity by calling the play. Russ giving me opportunity by throwing the ball my way and just trying to go make plays.
But using your strength as well as your explosiveness,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of, I don't know, how good do you think you are at that? Or what pride do you take in that?
I mean, I think every receiver has their strengths and weaknesses, I feel like my size obviously is something that I'm able to, use to have success. And, I try to make sure I use that to my ability as much as possible. Just, I don't know, just trying to go out there and make plays. That's the biggest thing for me. I just, whether it's, running under a deep pass, whether it's catching something short, whether it's, in the run game, going in there, putting my hands and body on somebody, however I can go out there and contribute to the game in a positive way, I'm trying to.
You have made a few of those, though, haven't you, over your career, the one-handed? It's almost like, for you, it's almost like having that second hand. It doesn't bother you to just have one.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, practice. I mean, I think we talk about it all the time. Just, you practice something, and if you get into the game, it's not something that you got to think about. Myself and some of the receivers, we catch passes every day. Obviously we catch passes in practice, but pre-practice, post-practice, just trying to get as many catches as you possibly can. You can never get too many. Eyes and hands on the ball, being able to have that hand-eye coordination is something that's huge. So the more you practice it, the easier it becomes. And, just trying to, show up and just make as many plays as possible.
Courtland, how do you feel about
Even with a solid win, there's quite a few plays left out on the field.
Yep.
How close do you think you guys are to putting that full game together?
I feel like, you can look back at any game and, win or loss and say, we left something out there. And, ultimately it's on us to, go in and watch the film and be as critical as we possibly can. Even on the wins, be as critical as we can. I had some plays out there that, I wasn't in the right depth, or my split could have been a little bit different, it ultimately could have, made a play break, that, no one's going to notice but us because, we're the ones that understand exactly where we're supposed to be at. And, it's on us to go in and, fine-tune those things and like I said, be critical. And I think that, we get closer each week. I think we get closer to being able to be in a space where we want to be in. But I think there's always those, little moments where you're like, all right, I wish we can get this back, or I wish we can get that back. And, just going there and fine-tuning the film so that we can eliminate those. I feel like there's always going to be some, but trying to eliminate them as much as possible.
Speaking to where you're supposed to be, Coach was mentioning on your touchdown catch that it was, by his clock, it was like 7 seconds or more. Where were you originally supposed to be, and how did you end up in the end zone?
Oh, I was in the right spot. They just, they did a really good job of trying to, eliminate some of the things that we do well in terms of as an offense, and then myself and Russ. I think Russ and I have got into a really good spot of being able to find each other on scrambles, and I was in the spot that I was supposed to be in. We just once he gets out of the pocket, another play starts, and we always say that. Once the scramble happens, that's when the second play happens, and we always just try to get to a spot, and he's always preaching top down. I'm looking for somebody to go deep, and I almost came back. I almost ran back towards him, but literally I heard him in my head say top down, and I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna go deep. And as soon as I went deep, we locked eyes from a distance, and he just gave me a chance.
What's a win like this do to vault you back in the thick of the playoff race after last week's disappointing loss?
Yeah, I mean, we know that we have a opportunity ahead of us, but ultimately it's on us. We gotta take care of these weeks one by one, and can't overlook any team in any situation. And this week was the Chargers week, and it was big for us. It was huge to be able to go out and get a divisional win. A win is always a great win, but to get a divisional win in this thick of what's going on was huge for us. And I think everybody understood that. Everybody understood the intensity, the importance of this week, and ultimately moving forward. But we got 1-0 this week, and that's the biggest thing. We're gonna celebrate this. Like I said, go and watch the film tomorrow, break it down, get the corrections fixed, so that we can go 1-0 next week against Detroit.
Okay, thank you, Court.
Appreciate y'all.